Well, joining us now to discuss these hard-hitting questions is North Dakota Senator Kevin Cramer. Senator, good to see you.
Good to be with you. Thank you.
Now, I know you're used to getting softball questions. So what was your reaction to the interview last night? And more broadly, kind of the kid gloves that the media treats President Biden with?
Well, Sean, I'd love to think it's just sort of a honeymoon, but I'm afraid I think in a lot of ways the media are so invested in him being the president that they're protecting their own investment. For 4 years, they were embarrassed by the fact that Donald Trump was the president because they didn't think it was possible, and they took it personally, and they acted like such. But remember, at the heart of all of this, beyond those what I think are obvious observations, the media is very liberal, and so they're just going to naturally be nice to him and not to us, and we just have to factor that in. And by the way, the result of that are really good competitors like Newsmax.
Yeah. Well, I also think this honeymoon has lasted longer than a lot of marriages, but that's a side.
I was going to say, it sounds like a blissful marriage between the Democrats, the media, and President Joe Biden. It might be just a healthy marriage for them. But let me ask you, Senator, what is happening in the Senate? Okay, let's be real. We've got them. They've pushed through this massive COVID relief bill. Now they've moving on to these priorities. It's a grab bag bill for infrastructure, climate change, and immigration. Now, what can you and the Republicans do to stop this outrageous spending?
So thank you, Mercy, for that, because I think the one tool that we have left in a 50-50 Senate is they need one of us to have a quorum to conduct business at all. Now, are we ready to, to exercise that? I don't know. Do we have 50 senators that will, all stay together? I don't know. Maybe I would doubt it, depending on the issue. But I do think one of the things we can do is continue to come on shows like this, continue to reveal what's in it, in this $1.9 trillion atrocity that we've already passed. That's their worst nightmare. That's the real reason they're out selling it with their talking points, so that they don't get, God forbid that the public gets confused about the facts here and actually sees what's in it. When they get the bill for the measly $1,400 they got, they're going to be very disappointed. So I think we have to keep doing that part of it. We have to keep talking about what's actually in this bill, what it's really costing, and then talk about what's in the next one. I do get a sense that there's some fatigue already setting in with regard to this one-sided, unilateral, hyper-partisan way that the Senate's conducting itself, and the way, frankly, the president is conducting himself. And I think they're seeing that it's not wearing that well. And certainly people like Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema are feeling it as well back home. So we just have to keep the pressure on.
Senator, the president seemed to open the door last night to changing the filibuster rules, which currently means that you need 60 votes. Are you guys going to be able to protect the filibuster?
Well, we are, at least for the time being, until such time as Joe Manchin blinks, I suppose, or until such time as a transaction takes place. But I have to say, on Joe's behalf, he's been pretty clear, and he was really, really clear again today. And I think the more often that he expresses how adamantly he opposes blowing up the filibuster, the harder it'll be for him to change that position. But I have no doubt that they're going to keep that pressure on. But the other thing is, and I really have to hand it to Leader McConnell, he's done a great job of pointing out not the ancient hypocrisy, but the very recent hypocrisy from people like Chuck Schumer and the other Senate leadership that have talked out of both sides of their mouth just in recent years.
Yeah, ironically, in 2005, then Senator Barack Obama actually spoke on the Senate floor against it.
Right. And interestingly, isn't it? I mean, but Chuck Schumer, I would say it was as recently as 2 or 3 years ago, said that we should never get rid of the filibuster. Dick Durbin, even more recently than that, had a more adamant statement about, never blowing up the filibuster and preserving that important tool of the Senate that, that protects the integrity of the Senate, making sure that the Senate is always the Senate. It's interesting, as you guys know, I spent 6 years in the House, and I hated the filibuster. We were in the majority all 6 years, and I thought, what is wrong with those people? They protect people, they're in many respects, the filibuster protects the public from its own bad bad political decisions. And sometimes I think maybe the public can be trusted a little more. But there's no question that what it protects more than just the whims is the continuity of things, the continuity of good government. So it certainly plays a role. And I personally predict that we will see the end of the filibuster before the end of this term.
Oh, no,
I just think the right issue comes up. I know, I worry about it. I do. I worry about it. Now, remember, 50 is not a big majority.
All right.
So,
Senator Cramer, okay.
We got a win-win-win
It's my
in
St. Patrick's Day
2022.
wish that doesn't happen.
Yes, that's
anyway,
right.
Senators, thank you for joining us. It's always great to see you.
it's always my pleasure. Thanks for the opportunity.